December 5th, Saint Sabbas. Saint Sabbas was one of the most renowned patriarchs of the monks of Palestine. He was born in the year 439 near Caesarea. At the age of 15, in the absence of his parents, he suffered under the conduct of an uncle, and weary of the world's problems, decided to forsake the world and enter a monastery not far away from his family home. After he spent 10 years in religious life, his two uncles and his parents attempted to persuade him to leave the monastery to which he had migrated in Palestine. He replied, "Do you want me to be a deserter, leaving God after placing myself in his service? If those who abandon the militia of earthly kings are severely punished, what chastisement would I not deserve if I abandoned that of the King of Heaven?" When he was 30 years old, desiring greater solitude, he began to live an angelic life so far above nature that he seemed no longer to have a body. He was called the young sage by Saint Euthamius, abbot of a nearby monastery. Sabbas dwelt in a cavern on a mountain near Jerusalem, where he had prayed, sang psalms, and wove baskets of palm branches. He was 45 years old when he began to direct those who came to live as hermits, as he did, and he gave each of them a place to build a cell. Soon this was the largest monastery in Palestine. He left the region when certain agitators complained of him, for he considered himself incapable of maintaining good discipline. The Patriarch of Jerusalem did not easily credit the complaints, and instead ordained Sabbas a priest that he might say Mass for his disciples, for they had been displeased by his lack of desire for that honor. He was at that time 53 years old. The Patriarch of Jerusalem presented him to them as their father, whom they should obey and honor, and made him superior of all the Palestine monasteries. But several monks remained obstinate, and Saint Sabbas again went elsewhere, to a cavern near Scythopolis. As the years passed, he was in charge of 7 monasteries, but his influence was not limited to Palestine. The heresies afflicting religion were being sustained by the Emperor of Constantinople, who had exiled the Catholic patriarch of that city, Elias. Saint Sabbas converted the one who had replaced Elias, and wrote to the emperor that he should cease to persecute the Church of Jerusalem, and to impose taxes on the cities of Palestine, which they were unable to pay. In effect, the people were reduced to extreme misery. The emperor died soon after, and the pious Justin replaced him. Justin restored the true faith by an edict and recalled the exiles, re-establishing the exiled prelates to their sees. When Saint Sabbas was 91 years old, he made the long journey to Constantinople to ask Justinian, successor to Justin, not to act with severity against the province of Palestine, where a revolt had occurred by the non-submission of a group of Samaritans. The emperor honored him highly and wished to endow his monasteries with wealth, but the holy patriarch asked him to use the riches he was offering to build a hospice for pilgrims in Jerusalem, to decorate the unfinished church of the Blessed Virgin, to build a fortress where the monks could take refuge when barbarians invaded the land, and finally to re-establish preaching of the true faith by edicts prescribing the various errors being propagated. The holy abbot lived to be 92 years old and died in the year 531 in the arms of the monks of his first monastery. Few of us share Saint Sabbas's yearning for a cave in the desert, but most of us sometimes resent the demands others place on our time. Saint Sabbas understands that. When at last he gained the solitude for which he yearned, a community immediately began to gather around him, and he was forced into a leadership role. He stands as a model of patient generosity for anyone whose time and energy are required by others, that is, for all of us.